Happy Thursday. Okay, today we're going to talk about wiping a desk. And for most of you, this is super self-explanatory, very easy. You've been doing this for years, but for some of you, this may be new or this may be uncomfortable because you are entering someone else's personal space. Their desk is where they work and they spend their time, and it may be a little bit uncomfortable for you. So I just want to show you that it's not that big of a deal and kind of give you some tips on how to do it properly. So wet e-cloth or wet microfiber, an e-cloth, and a bottle of Juvenile, which is the disinfectant that we use. Okay, so I'm going to take my cloth and I'm going to fold it in my handy dandy 8-sided fold. That way I've got lots of clean space to fill if or to use when it gets dusty. Okay, so I'm literally going to start on one side and work my way around. I'm going to take my Rejuvenol and spray so that it has some time to disinfect. And I'm going to wipe. Okay, now I start with a wet microfiber rag because otherwise your rag is soaking up all your Rejuvenol water and it's not using any of it to disinfect until your rag gets wet. I mean, it's just picking it up. And so you want the surface to stay moist. That's the only way it gets disinfected, is if the surface actually gets wet and stays wet for a while. Okay, so you wipe the open area, then you're going to move. And you're going to wipe underneath stuff. Okay, you're going to wipe off the binders. You're going to wipe off the little wraps. Okay, you're going to wipe off inside and you're going to put it back. Okay, controllers, all those things, they want to get wiped and disinfected. That's important. Staplers, tape dispensers. These things are just going to little harbor dust, and if all you ever do is wipe over the top of them really quickly and swipe, you're not going to get them clean. Okay, you might get the area where they touch the most, but they're not going to look clean. So get underneath the tape dispenser. You're going to wipe the top, and then you're going to actually pull the tape out, and you're going to get your rag on the inside, and you're going to clean out that area. Wipe underneath, and then put back. Okay, I am going to tell you, it's very important to put items back where you find them on desks. There is nothing more frustrating, and I've heard this from many customers, than coming back and all of their stuff is moved because it's straight how you thought it should be straight, and it looks nice to you where you think it belongs, but that's not how their flow is, and that's not where they want it. That's not what's the most convenient for them maybe, or how they like it, and so we should not be moving those things. So take note, just do a little bit at a time, pull it out, put it right back in. That way you don't get confused. If you clear the whole desk, wipe the whole thing down really, really good, it'll be nice and clean, but it's probably not going to be put back how they like it, and they're going to get frustrated, okay? So just continue to work your way along, pulling stuff out, setting it right back. Every once in a while you're going to dump out the pens, you're going to clean out the pen jar, and then you can put them back in there, okay? As you go, sometimes I spray my rag and sometimes I spray my actual bottle or my actual surface. It just depends if there's papers in the way. I don't usually want to spray the surface because then you'll spray the papers. It's easier to spray your rag then. Okay, again, wipe the items, move the items, replace the items. Now, if it's a desk that you clean every single week, every single time, you might know where everything goes and you might be able to put it back exactly. Okay, keyboards, you're going to wipe them off carefully. Now, be very careful because if you hit a bunch of keys, sometimes things start beeping at you and you have to hit escape a bunch of times. But it's really important to wipe it off, okay? Surfaces like this, the fronts, okay, where I've got stuff taped and I've got sticky notes, chances are these are important things that they don't want lost or they don't want to fall behind and get forgotten. And so I don't move those every single time. I think it's important to keep their space as efficient as possible while we want it clean. So I'm going to do my best to wipe around them. And then once a month, once a year, whatever it seems like it really, really needs to get done, leave a note and say, you know what, I would really like to wipe off this area of your desk tomorrow or the next time I'm here cleaning. Is there any chance you can just pull all of those down for one night? I'll get it all good and clean, and then you can put them back up. Leave them a note and ask them to do it. That way everything gets put together how they want it, and they can put it back up, okay? Then we're not responsible for losing some really important note, okay? Again, the tops we want to move. and just set it back down as you go. This can get done very quickly. It does not have to take hours, okay? And you can continue working your way around. All right, I'm gonna flip my rag inside out, or the opposite direction, so I've got another clean surface. Screens, okay? You're gonna wipe the screen. You're gonna go back with your e-cloth, and you are going to dry it. Now this is going to make it streak-free. It's going to pull all that last little bit of dust off, and it's gonna make their screens look really, really nice for them. Okay, when it gets to behind the computers, I choose not to move the computer monitor if at all possible, okay? Because a computer monitor is like a car seat. When you drive your car, you get your seat just how you like it, okay? You have reclined right, you've got the distance right. Somebody else gets in your car and they move it all around, and it's really frustrating because it takes you 10 minutes to get it all back how you like it so that you can drive comfortably. The computer monitor for an office worker is the exact same thing, okay? If it's their computer, it is set exactly how they like it. They move up and down, they tip, they are distance on their desk. It's extremely important for us to take note of that and try really, really hard not to move them, okay? So I'm gonna get behind and around the very best that I can without actually having to move anything, okay? Now I'm not doing that because otherwise I'm giving you a backside shot, and I don't really wanna do that today, okay? So when it comes to piles of papers, this is how I do it. Now, you can all do it a little bit differently. I like to move as little at a time as possible. So I'm gonna pick up one stack. I'm gonna wipe underneath it, take my e-cloth and dry it. When I dry it, I make sure that the papers aren't gonna stick to the desk so that when they come back tomorrow, everything peels off, okay? Move to the next pile, wipe underneath, dry underneath, set it back down. Now, you don't have to move everything all around on their desk to make sure that they know you've cleaned it. They're gonna be able to see that it's clean. So do little things like make sure that everything is straight and neat, or align the pens all on one side, or just find your own little touch to make sure that they know I was here, I was cleaning, I promise your desk is as good as it's gonna be. So these are kind of the basics, okay? This is the basics of going around a desk. You wanna check underneath the desk at the same time because there's computer towers, there's paper shredders, and those things get dusty as well. Once in a while, once a quarter or so, you wanna check that monitor because it's gonna suck in dust in the fan. And so you might need to take your vacuum down there with the soft brush head and just vacuum that dust off the fan of the tower just to help keep that running efficiently as well. So these are the basics of that. I'm gonna do chairs next because office chairs can get extremely dusty and dirty, and they can be kind of a pain to clean. So that'll be our next video, and hopefully this was helpful to you, and have a great day.